Good day, everyone. Today we will going to talk about the novel which entitled 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. So this novel, it was first published in 1967 and it is a masterpiece of magic realism that tells the multi-generational story of Buendea family. So now let us have first the formalist analysis of the novel. Okay, let's start with the characters of the novel. So we have here the family tree of the Buendea family, starting with the first generation, Jose Arcadio Buendea and Ursula Iguaran. So Jose and Ursula are the founding generation of the Buendea family. So they had three children, which named Colonel Aureliano Buendea, Jose Arcadio, and Amaranta. So Amaranta is the youngest daughter, and she never marries anyone and does not have any children. While Colonel Aureliano Buendea has or married Remedios Mascote, but they do not have any children either. Instead, Colonel Aureliano Buendea had a son named Aureliano Jose with another woman. So that woman is Pilar Ternera. And then during the war, Colonel Aureliano Buendea also fathered 17 sons, which are all named Aureliano. So that's why we have here the 17 Aurelianos. So meanwhile, Jose Arcadio, who is married with Rebecca, they also don't have any children. Instead, Jose Arcadio has a son with another woman. So his son is named Arcadio. So that woman is also Pilar Ternera. So Arcadio is married to Santa Sofia de la Piedad, and they had three children which named Remedios the Beauty, Aureliano Segundo, and Jose Arcadio Segundo. So Remedios the Beauty and Jose Arcadio don't have any children, while Aureliano Segundo had a wife which is Fernanda del Carpio, and they had three children which are Renata Remedios, which is also known as Meme, and then Jose Arcadio and Amaranta Ursula. Okay, so Jose Arcadio do not have any children and do not marry anyone, did not marry anyone. And then Renata Remedios has a son which named Aureliano. So the father is Mauricio Babilonia. So Aureliano later falls in love with his aunt, which is si Amaranta Ursula. Si Amaranta Ursula, she is married with Gaston, but she and Aureliano has a son, which is the last Aureliano. Okay, so that is the family tree of the Buendea family. So, okay, as I have said earlier, the first generation is Jose Arcadio Buendea and Ursula Iguaran. So, Jose Arcadio Buendea is the patriarch and founder of Macondo. He is obsessed with scientific discoveries and alchemy and eventually goes mad and is tied to a tree. While Ursula Iguaran, she is the wife and the cousin of Jose Arcadio Buendea and the matriarch of the family. She lived over 100 years and acts as the family's moral and practical center, and she tries to prevent incest in the family's decline. So next, in the second generation, we have here Jose Arcadio, the eldest son. He is strong and impulsive. He runs away with the gypsies and returns years later and marries Rebecca. He had a mysterious death which symbolizes unrestrained desire. And the next is Aureliano Buendea or Colonel Aureliano. So he is the second son, thoughtful and introspective. He becomes a revolutionary leader in numerous civil wars and crafts goldfish in isolation, which represents futility. And the next is Amaranta. She is the daughter of Jose Arcadio Buendea and Ursula. She dies a virgin after a life of rejecting love. and she raises several children and sews her own funeral shroud. And the last in the second generation is Rebecca. She is the adopted daughter and she eats dirt, which is her strange but symbolic trait, and she marries Jose Arellano. So next in the third generation, we have here Arcardio, which is the son of Jose Arcardio and Pilar Ternera. So he is a tyrannical leader of Macondo during Colonel Arellano's war, and he was executed by a firing squad. And then next is Arellano Jose, which is the son of Colonel Arellano and Pilar Ternera. He has an inappropriate attachment to his aunt, Amaranta, and then he dies early in civil wars. The next is Arellano Segundo, which is the twin of Jose Arcadio Segundo, and he enjoys pleasures but faces existential delusionment. And the next is Jose Arcadio Segundo, the twin of Arellano Segundo. So he witnesses the banana plantation massacre and he becomes a scholar and keeper of the family's forgotten history. And then Remedios the Beauty is incredibly beautiful and naive. So she floats to heaven while folding laundry. Okay, next is Fernanda del Carpio, the wife of Arellano Segundo. She is conservative and obsessed with status and decorum. And the next is Renata Remedios, also known as Mem. She is the daughter of Fernanda and Arellano Segundo. She is sent to convent after forbidden love affair. And the next is Jose Arcardio, the third, the third Arcardio. So he is sent to he is sent to study in Rome to become pope, but returns corrupt and greedy. The next is Arellano, which is the son of Mem and Marceo Babylonia. He is quiet, intelligent, but later becomes obsessed with decoding Melquiades manuscripts. And Arellano is also had an affair with his aunt. Then the seventh generation is the Arellano, no, the last Arellano. He is the son of Arellano Babylonia and Amaranta Ursula. So the last Buendia, and he dies shortly after birth due to being a product of incest. So we also have here the other K characters outside the family. Si Pilar Ternera, Melquiades, Don Apolinar Moscote, Remedios Moscote, Father Nicanor Reina, Prudencio Aguilar, Jerinildo Marquez, Petra Cotes, and Mauricio Babylonia. So the settings, it is happened in Macondo. Macondo is a fictional isolated town in Colombia that was founded by Jose Arcadio Buendía. Then the Buendía's house where it became the central location where most events unfold. It symbolizes the family's legacy and eventual decay over time. So now let's discuss the plot of the story. So it started with Colonel Arellano Buendía, who is facing a firing squad and remembers the day his father Jose Arcadio Buendía took him to discover ice, and then it shifts to the founding of Macondo by Jose Arcadio Buendía and his wife Ursula Iguaran. So now let us know how does the Macondo town is being founded. So the founding of Macondo. Jose Arcadio Buendía, who is haunted by guilt after killing a man, leaves his hometown with Ursula and others. So kani magud si Jose and Ursula, they are actually cousins, but they fall in love with each other. And then Ursula's mother, who is against the marriage, during the wedding night, she tries to warn them that if they will have a kid, then that kid will eventually become a monster. So it will have a pig's tail. So that's why after 6 months of being married, Ursula and Jose did not make love. So gibuhat yun tanan ni Ursula para dili bitaw sila maka make love with her partner. But until one tragic Sunday, when a man challenge Jose Arcardio. Kato nga Sunday is that si Jose Arcardio nakadaog siya og cockfighting with a man named Prudencio Aguilar. So kay napildi man si Prudencio, iyang giingnan si kanang Jose nga congratulations, maybe that roaster of yours will or can do your wife a favor. So nasuko si Jose Arcardio kay gisungog bitaw siya ni Prudencio. So that's why iyang giingnan nga kanang wait for me, I will be back. Magkuha ra ko og weapon and I'm going to kill you. So mao to ni uli si Jose and then nagkuha gid siya og weapon and then he killed Prudencio Aguilar. So after that is mga pagkakuan ato pagagabi ato kanang Jose and Ursula decided to ay kanang giwala bitaw nila to ang katong production sa ilahang mama, so that's why they make love with each other. And the following days is that dili sila pahilumon ni katong laki nga namatay si Prudencio Aguilar, dili sila pahilumon kay magpakita bitaw sa ilaha and then mga og water to kanang kuan um ikuan sa iyahang samad. So that's why the married couples, which is Jose and Ursula, they decided to leave the town and they will going to search for the sea. So after a long failed search for the sea, they settled and founded the village of Macondo. Kay mga pila ka months nila og pangita sa sea is that wala bitaw dili nila makit-an. So in the middle of swamps kay naa may kuan didto kanang murag kuan bitaw island nga gamay. So didto nagbuhat sila og town. They founded a village which they named Macondo. Kay ato nga time is na panaginipan ra bitaw ni Jose nga nagpahulay man to sila sa swamps and then Jose dream about a city that is kanang kuan kuno Saba nga city and then sa iyang dream iyang gipangutana ang tawo nga unsay ngalan ani nga village and then the person said that it is Macondo. So that's why they decided the village and they named it as Macondo. Okay, during that time when Macondo is founded, it was a village with 20 adobe houses and is isolated from civilization. So every year during March, the family of gypsies would set up tents near the village with pipes and kettle drums, and they would display their inventions. So um, including na ato mga gypsies si Melquiades. So Melquiades is the one who introduced Jose Arcadio to alchemy, magnets, and other scientific inventions which sparked his obsession with knowledge and discovery. So ang una nga gidala nilang Melquiades sa mga gypsies, ang unang gidala sa mga gypsies are the magnets. And then Jose Arcadio kay na-amaze siya kung unsaon paggamit sa magnets kay gipakita naman ni Melquiades nga ang magnets is maka-attract siya og mga metal things. And kanang niana man si Melquiades nga things have their life on their own. So kani si Arcadio that kanang naagid siya wide imagination. So he wants to use the magnets to extract gold. So iyang gi-trade ang iyahang pair of goats sa duha ka magnets nilang Melquiades. Kanang although si Melquiades iyang giwarningan warningan niya si Jose nga it would be impossible to do so kay ang ma-attract ra sa magnets is only metal things, not gold. Pero gahi og ulo si Jose Arcadio. So that's why na-trade yun niya iyang ang pair of goats sa magnets. But then failure di ay kay for several months he explored every inch of the region and found nothing. So pagbalik sa mga gypsies in the next year, no, March, nagdala na pud sila og another invention which is the telescope and magnifying glass and ilaha pong gipakita kung unsaon siya paggamit. So ang telescope is that makakita bisan naa sa layo. So ilahang gi pakita ang mga tawo then kanang in exchange of kanang kuan gold, in exchange of gold and then ang magnifying glass gi-demonstrate pod nila kung unsaon paggamit. So it is for setting a fire using the magnifying glass when it is being concentrated with the sun rays. Then kadto na pod si Jose Arcarjo who experienced failure sa katong big magnets kay 'di ba wala siya na-extract ato nga gold, nanapod siya another idea to use the inventions as a weapon of war. So iyang giingon nga ang magnifying glass is makatabang siya sa war, makatabang siya as weapon sa war. So again giwarningan na pod siya ni Melquiades nga dili lagi pwede. But later, nisugot na lang po si Melquiades nga i-exchange na pod ang colonial coins. Nya ang katong nga colonial coins is dili ra ba to kang Jose, it is from Ursula's inheritance. So that's why nasuko si Ursula kay nganong gigamit ang iyahang inheritance. But kani si Jose, he was completely absorbed in his tactical experiments even at the risk of his own life. Kay kanang gi-experiment, gisulayan niya og experiment ang magnifying glass sa iyahang self para lantawon ang effect which resulted for him suffering from burns and sores niya, dugay siya na ulian. So after that kay nakita man niya ang resulta sa iyahang kaugalingon mismo kay nag-experiment man siya sa iyahang self, iyaha dayong gipadala sa government with several pages of explanatory kung unsaon siya paggamit and numerous description of his experiment. And then he waited for several years kung naabay answer ang government kay if the government will allow him, he promised to undertake it as soon as the government order him to do so. Then siya mismo ang mo-train kung unsaon to paggamit ang iyahang invention. But then wala siya reply nga nadawat. So after that, niadto siya ni Melquiades and then said nga failure na pud iyahang project. So gitagaan siya ni Melquiades og Portuguese map and several instruments of navigation such as astrolabe, compass, and the sextant with synthesis of the study of Monk Herman. Then after ato is that kuan na bitaw kaayo siya sa Jose Arcadio kay tungod atong sa mga inventions murag nakuan siya sa iyang self nga gusto niya maka-learn more sa invention. So that's why nagkulong ra siya sa iyahang kwarto for his experiments, completely abandoning his domestic obligations. So didto siya nasugod og kabuang. Unya pagbalik ni kanang Melquiades, ang mga tawo ato nga time is that niingon sila nga Jose Arcadio really um change a lot kay imbis nga siya kay kanang hilig bitaw kaayo makipag kapwang tao sa uban, and then after nga naka-learn siya og mga inventions and experiments perminti na lang siya magkulong sa iyahang kwarto. So niana sila nga nabuang na si Jose Arcadio. But then pagka next year March pagbalik sa mga gypsies, imbis nga moingon si Melquiades nga nabuang si Jose, he instead praised him kay naka-evolve bitaw siya og theory that had already proved in practice. Then tagaan na pud niya og gift si Jose, which is a laboratory for an alchemist. Then niana sad si Jose gingnan and si Melquiades gingnan niya si Jose nga death is always following him everywhere. Daghan na kayo siyag illness nga nalabanan, but despite of those experiences and wisdom, he had a human burden. Ang old age ragid iyang ang kalaban ni Melquiades is ang katigulangon ragid siya, and then wala na bitaw siya ngipon na pangag na siya because of oldness. And then gibilinan na sad siya ni nagbili na pod si Melquiades og samples of 7 metals correspond to the 7 planets for doubling the quantity of gold. So diri nga time is that gigamit na pod ni Jose ang inheritance ni Ursula kay iyahang he believe nga ma-successful yung experiment nga padaghanon to nga gold, but then failure ra di ay gihapon. So next, in chapter 2, the Buendea's son, Jose Arcadio and Arellano, began developing distinct personalities. So, during that time nga nagsige rag priso si Kuan, si Jose is that nag-anam na pud og katubo iyang anak. So kani si Jose Arcadio is that naanak ni siya during their journey sa katong swamps. While kani si Arellano na naanak ni siya is when they have already built or founded the village, the Bacondo village. So, Jose Arcadio has a passionate affair with Pilar Ternera, leading to the birth of a son named Arcadio. So, kaninga time is curious bitaw si Arcadio and then nakabuhat siya og um, something that is not really appropriate, which is a passionate affair with a a woman who is named Pilar Ternera. Kani si Pilar Ternera is kana bitong tigtag na bitaw sa mga he can foresee the future of a person using cards. Then Jose Arcadio runs away with the gypsy woman. Okay, so kani manggod nga time is that Jose Arcadio pagkabalo niya nga buros di ay si Pilar Ternera because ato ilahang mga binuhatan nga magtakas-takas bitaw sila inig kagabi just to make a passionate action. So that's why naburos si Pilar Ternera and then pagkabalo niya mo siya na overwhelmed nga dili niya kaya panagutan. So that's why he runs away with a gypsy woman. And then Ursula leaves town to search for Jose Arcadio but instead discovers a route to connect Macondo to other villages. So paglakaw ni Jose Arcadio is that giapas siya ni Ursula. But then dugay kayo nabalik si Ursula sa town. Nabalik siya, pagbalik niya is that naa siya kuyog nga other peoples kay naka-discover day siya og route or dalan that connects Macondo to other villages. So in chapter 3, Macondo expands with new settlers and magistrate Don Apolinar Moscote. So because of the new road that Ursula discovers no that connects with other village is that daghang mga new settlers ang niabot and then Macondo had expanded or it changed from a narrow village to an active town with stores and workshops and a permanent road. And then during this time, kani si Jose Arcadio Buendea he takes authority. So foundations were not laid or walls are not being built without him being consulted. So it was decided that he's the one in charge of the distribution of land. And then during this time, he abandoned his laboratory and experiments. So ang nipuli sa iyaha sa iyahang mga sa iyahang laboratory is his son which is si Arellano. Kay 'di ba? Actually, 'di ba ang nasa like two sons si Arellano and Jose Arcadio. Kani manggod si Arellano ug Jose Arcadio, um kun, uh, they are close with each other. So pagkawala ni Jose Arcadio, 'di ba, wala siya nabalik, wala siya nakuyog og balik ni Ursula. So Colonel no, dili pa Colonel ay si Aureliano Buendea kato ilang second son nga nahabilin is he locks himself in laboratory and busy with his experiments. An adolescent had taken away the softness of his voice and made him silent and definitely solitary. And then during also this time, kaya 'di ba, pagbalik ni Ursula is that mga pila ka months is naanak natong anak ni 'di ba buros to si Pilar Ternera katong babaye ni Jose Arcadio. So kato kay gibilin niya ang iyang anak, iyang gihatag sa Buendea family kay dili niya kaya gastuhan. So that time, ang ilahang anak is named Arcadio. And also that time is nakaanak na pud og ikatulo nga anak si Jose and Ursula katong ilahang daughter which named Amaranta. And kani si Amaranta ug Arcadio is same ra sila og age. And then sobra nila kiat kaayo. So that's why Ursula was thinking that the wild behavior of the children, kato si Arcadio and Amaranta, was something as fearful as pig's tail. So, dapat kuno siyang kahadlukan nganong ing ato ang behavior sa mga bata. But Arellano, katong second son nila, gave her a look and said that somebody is coming. I don't know who it will be, but whoever it is already on the way. So di ay, ang pasabot ato ni Arellano is si Rebecca. So Rebecca is a mysterious orphan girl who arrives with a bag of bones and strange habits, which is eating earth soil. She's adopted by the Buendia. So kani si Rebecca, the sender, addressed her to Jose Arcadio Buendia, someone who they believe was a second cousin of Ursula and consequently also a relative of Jose Arcadio Buendia. So they believe nga kani si Rebecca is kamag-anak ra bitaw nila pero layo na siya. Although kanang wala nakahidumdum si Ursula ug si Jose nga naa sila'y relative, ilaha gihapong gi-adapt si Rebecca. Kay wala man sila'y mahimo na naman si Rebecca sa ilahang balay. And then Rebecca did not eat for several days pero wala siya namatay out of hunger kay tungod di ay mukaon day siya og earth soil or ang soil ihang ginakaon. So Ursula tried to stop that habit. She made a homemade better remedy using orange juice and rhubarb. Ang kaning rhubarb is kuan gini siya kanang pait bitaw nga aslom, then believing it will trigger a liver reaction and cure Rebecca para dili na bitaw magsigi og kaon si Rebecca sa yuta. Then pero wala gihapon ni undang si Rebecca. Then frustrated that the earlier remedies didn't work, gipun-an ni Ursula og mga physical punishment, which is gipun-an niya og physical punishment to treat Rebecca's illness. Then in a few weeks, Rebecca began to show signs of recovery. So pero galibog pa si kuan ato si Ursula kung unsay nakapaayo ni Rebecca katubang physical punishment or ang katubang mga remedies, mga natural remedies. Kay kato nga time is wala pa bitaw sila himbaw-an nga tambal. So is okay, so here one night after Rebecca was arrived, nakamata ni si Visitasyon. Kani si Visitasyon is murag katulong bitaw katabang ni nilang um Jose and Ursula. And then nakadungog siya og strange noise outside and then she got alarmed but then she saw Rebecca in the rocker sucking her finger and with eyes lighted up in the darkness like those out of cat. Then didto dayon na-recognize ni Visitasyon nga it is a symptom of a sickness. It was the insomnia plague. So kaning mysterious insomnia plague spreads, causing memory loss. That to fight it, the town labels everything and writes reminders. Kay kaning manggong insomnia is that dili sila makatulog jud the whole night and day. Wala yun sila tulog-tulog. Dili sila bation og kakapoy, but ang ilaha lang kontra is that ang memory loss kay malimtan nila ang mga things, ang ngalan sa things or baka ang kinsa ilahang katabi. So that's what so para makontra to nila, so to fight it, they label everything and writes reminder. For example, sa baka is kanang pakanon ni siya sa morning, early in the morning ana magbutang gid sila og mga labels. So tanan jud nga things nga ilahang makita is ilahang ginabutangan kay wala naman sila tulog-tulog, although kanang some other people thinks that kanang kuan siya kanang it is a positive kay things positively kay tungod kuno sa katong insomnia is that daghan silang mabuhat nga trabaho, but the following days is that dito nila na realize nga kanang nagkaanam og kawala ilahang memory. So until balik sa okay here. So si Arcadio Bendea then decided to build the memory machine that he had desired once in order to remember the marvelous inventions of the gypsies. But kanang katunga time is ni grabe na bitaw ang insomnia. So ang mga tao is wala na kaila sa ilahang asawa, sa ilahang children. So naiuban is mag-awayay na kay kanang ngano kunong naa siya sa balay nga kanang wa daw siya kaila, but kanang kuan ra di ay kanang family ra di ay nila. So katunga time is pagkagrabe na sa insomnia naabot si Melquiades. So Melquiades returns from the dead kay di ay kani si Melquiades is gi-reveal niya nga namatay di ay siya sa Singapore because of fever. Pero nibalik siya og kabuhi, then bringing a cure from the insomnia and settling down with the Windeas. So Melquiades, having photographed everything in Macondo, leaves the daguerreotype equipment behind. So katong invention ni Jose Arcadio nga katong makapa-remember bitaw sa mga inventions sa mga gypsies, it is called daguerreotype. Pero wala to siya nahuman ni Jose, pero nakuan siya, nabuhat siya ni Melquiades. So after that kanang na photograph naman ni Melquiades tanan sa Macondo. So gibiyaan niya to nga equipment iyahang gibilin ni Jose. Kay si Jose manggod niya na siya nga he would try to photograph God using the invention. Okay, so Melquiades studies Nostradamus and predicts a future Macondo without Vendeyas. But Jose Arcadio insists his family will last forever and the city will have houses of ice. So gipredict na diri ni Melquiades nga in the future is wala na yung mabilin nga Buendia. Pero gilaban nga po ni Jose Arcadio nga ang iyahang family is it would last forever. So in the following days, Ursula received an order from magistrate to paint their house blue. So kani nga time is that natingala si Jose Buendia nga kinsa man ni siya nga tawo nga musugo sa ilaha, mo order sa ilaha nga ipa-paint ilang house og blue nga di ba ang authority ato nga time is naa man unta sa iyaha. So that's why he confronts Don Apolinar Moscotti and he firmly defends the town's independence and rejects the authority Moscotti tries to impose. So, gi-explain ni Jose nga ang Macondo kuno it is a village that is self-governance over the years and he declares that it is no need for a judge and warns the magistrate or kani si Don Apolinar that Macondo will not be controlled or corrupted by outside forces. So he carried him on the swamp road para palayason si Don Apolinar sa Macondo. Pero after several days, nibalik si Don Apolinar with his wife and daughters and decided to resolve the situation in a pleasant way. So here in chapter 4, Ursula expanded their house to give her daughters a dignified space for receiving visitors as they reach adolescence. So na-notice ni Ursula that her daughters, which is Rebecca and Amaranta, is ready for a marriage. So that's why he decided to renovate their house and give them a dignified space. And she also ordered expensive things to use in the party kay mag-host man sila og party para makamit bitaw og boys or nga mapapangasawa kani si Rebecca and Amaranta. So Ursula also orders a piano but then the piano won't play so that's why they need a technician. That's why naabot ni si Pietro Crispi, the Italian technician. And then during those times katong pagkaayo na sa piano is ilahang gitry nila og patugtog and then they have a dance together with Rebecca, Amaranta, Arcadio, and then kani si Pietri Crespi. So nagparis-paris sila duha-duha. But then ato nga time is that si Rebecca and Amaranta naa sila'y nabuo. They made a connection or kanang naibog sila ni Pietro Crispi. So parehas lang duha nga naibog ni Pietro Crispi. Pero ang gipili ni Pietro Crispi is kani si Rebecca. So mauto nga jealous. Okay. Despite Amaranta's anger and jealousy, kani si Rebecca and Pietro Crispi, they later plans to marry. And then Amaranta secretly delays their wedding multiple times using mourning as an excuse. But then during also these times, no, Arellano is captivated by the beauty of young Remedios and plans to marry her. So, di ba, wala pa nakasal si Arellano katong second son ni Ursula and Jose. So, that time is pagbalik bitaw ni Don Jose katong Moscote, Don Apolinar Moscote, katong the magistrate, 'di ba, nibalik to together with his wife and daughters, 'di ba? So pagbalik nila is that nakita ni Arellano si Remedios which is the daughter of Don Apolinar Moscotti. So 'di ba kontra ang family ni Arellano og ni Remedios kay 'di ba si Don Apolinar is magistrate siya, then kanang gusto niya magpakuan og rules ato nga village, but then si Jose Arcadio, which is katong papa ni Arellano, is dili siya mosugot kay 'di ba siya ang naay authority, then 'di ba iyang gi-fight nga ang ilahang land is it is self-governance. So that's why kontra gyud ang parents ni Arellano and ni Remedios. But then kadugayan ato is that ni agree si ni-agree ang parents ni Arellano, which is si Jose Arcadio Buendea, ni-agree siya nga pakaslan ni Arellano si Rebecca if ay si pakaslan ni Arellano si Remedios if kung si Rebecca pod kay ipakasal nila ni Pietro Crispi, kay si Pietro Crispi manggod kay ganahan si Jose Arcadio niya kay kada adto bitaw pa kada pamisita ni Pietro Crispi kay magdala manggod siya og kuan, magdala siya og mga musical machines nga katong magtuyok-tuyok bitaw. So di ba kanang si Jose Arcadio is gusto ba siya mga alchemy, mga magics and anything else. So that's why ganahan siya ni Pietro Crispi. So that's why gusto niya nga ipakasal dungan og kasal si Arellano and Remedios, and then si Rebecca and Pietro Crispi. Then ani nga time wala man pud gud kabalo silang Ursula nga si Amaranta is naibog pud di ay ni Pietro Crispi. So kato nga time is nagkasinabot jud ang family ni Arellano and ni Remedios sa kasal. So then the newly harmony was interrupted by the death of Melquiades. So imbis kanang peaceful lang ta ilang pamuyo is that na-interrupt siya because of the death of Melquiades. So Jose Arcadio Buendea, increasingly detached from reality, descends into madness and speaks in Latin. He is tied to a chestnut tree where he remains for many years. So kaning pagkamatay ni Melquiades is that abi ni Jose nga mabalik og kabuhi si Melquiades kay di ba namatay nagkaisa si Melquiades sa Singapore because of a sickness, hilanat man to ang cause ato nga death. But then kani nga death is that nakuan man ni siya, nalumos si Melquiades because of kanang kuan, naglutaw-lutaw ra sila sa tubig kay nag-decide man ta sila nga mga ligo bitaw sa river. Si kanang Arcadio may nagdala ni Melquiades um river. So that's why suko kayo si Jose Arcadio ni Arcadio kato iyahang grandson. But then pagkamatay ni Melquiades is abi ni Jose nga mabalik pa niya og kabuhi si Melquiades kay gi-reveal man gud ni Melquiades nga kanang nabuhi siya og utro. Then if kanang mamatay kuno siya og utro kailangan ni Jose nga kailangan ni Jose nga buhaton tong formula nga gihatag ni Melquiades sa iyaha para mabuhi siya og utro. But then pag-perform ato is that wala nila na pabuhi si Melquiades. So that's why si Jose Arcadio Buendea, he is increasingly detached from reality. Then more siya nabuang na siya, then magsige na siya storya og siyara and kanang mga Latin words, and then so that's why dili na bitaw siya mapugnan kay murag manghamok na bitaw siya. So that's why he is tied to a chestnut tree where he remains for many years. Okay, so in chapter 5, Aureliano Buendea marries Remedios Moscotti, who is still a child mentally, although she has reached puberty. So, pag-reach ni Remedios Moscotti og puberty, nag-decide na din sila nga magpakasal. So, di ba dapat ang kasal ni Aureliano og Remedios is dungan sa kasal ni Rebecca and Pietro Crispi. Then, wala na dayon ang ilahang ka Rebecca nga kasal kay during that time is that nakuan si nakadawat og sulat si Pietro Crispi stating that her mother died. So that's why niuli siya sa ilaha and kanang gi-cancel sa ang ilahang wedding. So ang nadayon ani nga kasal is kang Arellano ra og kang ilahang Arellano and Remedios. So na-cancel ang kasal ni Rebecca and Pietro Crispi. So pero di ay fake news da ito ang sulat nga gipadala kay at the same day sa pagkasal ni Arellano and ni Remedios is that naabot ang mother ni Pietro Crispi kay kanang magpakasal probiya unta to sila pero nakalakaw na si Pietro Crispi. So and then after that si kuan kato si Rebecca, she believed that kanang ang gabuhat bitaw ato ang gakuan sa sulat is si Amaranta kay para dili madayon ang kasal nila ni Pietro Crispi. Then mao to nga kanang dili na magtingog ang duha, so they become um kanang layo na bitaw sila sa from each other, di ba, kay close unta to sila, so wala na sila tingganay. So pag abot ni Remedios Moscow, pag human sa ilang kasal is pag abot niya sa house, sa Buendea's house, is that the Buendea become lively again because of the presence of Remedios kay 'di ba, bata-bata pa man, bago pa man nag-reach og puberty ani si Remedios, so they are kanang ganahan sila ni Remedios kay Remedios kanang reflects positivity bitaw, kanang positive kay siya, then mo to the house became lively again. But then kanang nakuan siya, naburos pod ni si Remedios ani nga time. So pagkaburos ni Remedios is that na excited ang whole family, so di ba, kay magkontra unta si Rebecca and si Amaranta kay tungod ni Pietro Crispi. So pagkaburos ni kuan Remedios is that dungan sila nga nagbuhat or nagtahi bitaw og mga clothes sa sa mga anak ni Remedios. But then, months after the wedding, Remedios died of miscarriage, which deeply affects Arellano, who had genuinely loved her despite their age difference. Kay wala na kaya sa lawas ni Remedios because ang iyahang gibuntis is that twins. So, duha ang gibuntis. So, then bata pa siya ato nga time. So, that's why wala na nakaya sa iyang lawas. So, the death of Remedios brings kanang kuan sa family, kanang murag downfall bitaw, na kuan si Aureliano that time is that dili na siya ganahan mobuhat sa tanan because kanang layo layo na pud siya sa ubang tawo because Aureliano loved Remedios deeply. So after this, Arellano grows more distant and emotionally hardened, eventually turning toward war and solitude. Meanwhile, Jose Arcadio returns, large and tattooed, and suddenly marries Rebecca, shocking the family. So during that time nga nagluksa ang Buendea's family, kay sa pagkamatay ni Remedios because 'di ba close na kaayo nila si Remedios, Remedios are close to their hearts, then pagkamatay ni Remedios is nagluksa sila, and then that time is gipasirado sa Buendeas family ang ilahang balay, including the kanang ilahang gate, ang ilahang mga bintana and portahan, but then naay niabot og kalit, which is si Jose Arcadio, the eldest son of Ursula and Jose. He returns large and tattooed, then suddenly marries Rebecca. Kay 'di ba sige lang ka-cancel ang kasal ni Rebecca and ni Pietro Crispi because of Amaranta. And because of the happenings of the family, kay imbis magpakasal lang ta sila pagbalik ni Pietro Crispi, is that namatay pud hinuon si Remedios. So maong na-cancel na pud ilang marriage, and then that time is that murag stress bitaw si Rebecca tungod sa iyahang mga na-feel because of the happenings, is that naka-feel na pud siya og depressed, then ibalik na pud siya ato iyang habits nga mukaon og yuta. And then nakita na during that time nga kanang nagkaon bitaw siya og yuta is that abli bitaw ang room ni Jose Arcadio nya kani si Rebecca kay na naman ni siya mga sexual desires, and then dito niya nakita si Jose Arcadio nya ang lawas ni Jose Arcadio ato, it is really a large, it is kanang naa bitaw siya nice body, so that's why is nakuan si Rebecca na nakuha niyang sexual desire, and then nahitabo sa ilaha, and then after several days is that nag-decide sila nga ingon sa ilang family nga they will get married. So in chapter 6, war officially begins. So Aureliano Buendea secretly plans a rebellion with Gereneldo Marquez and others. So using only knives and tools, they storm the local garrison, kill the officers, seize weapons, and officially start the liberal uprising in Macondo. Arellano become Colonel Arellano Buendea. Kay 'di ba ato nga time nga katong gipakasal si Arellano og si Remedios is that kato si Don um the magistrate si Don Apolinar Moscote is that ginakuan bitaw murag gipasulod nila ang government sa kuan sa Macondo. So Macondo is not a governance anymore, kay nanay mga soldier, mga from government. So that's why, and then they are controlling the the government is controlling the village. So that's why ani nga time pagkamatay ni Remedios, pag after several months, is that si Aureliano Buendea, he secretly plans a rebellion with Jerineldo Marquez and other men in their village. And then mauto naka ilahang gisulod ang local garrison, and gipampatay nila ang officers, then gipangkuha ang weapons, then they officially start the liberal uprising in Macondo. Si Aureliano becomes Colonel Aureliano Buendea. Before leaving, Colonel Aureliano appoints Arcadio, his nephew, as civil and military leader of the town. Kay mulakaw man ni si Colonel Aureliano to join to the liberal parties outside their community. So there are a lot of liberal parties, and gusto niya mo join dito nga force para ipaglaban ang voices of the people. So Arcadio abuses power, dresses himself in a military uniform, and becomes a tyrannical dictator. So imbis nga gibilin ni Arellano si Arcadio katong iyahang nephew nga mo lead sa town, imbis nga tarungon pag-lead ni Arcadio, he abuses power. So kanang nagpakuan siya og tax, so and other mga bati bitaw nga governance. So disgusted by Arcadius' cruelty, Ursula publicly confronts him, beating him with a whip and releasing prisoners. She effectively takes back moral control of the town and restores some order. Kay imbis nga si Arcadio ang mo restore og order, nagkuan man hinuon siya og nag-abuse man hinuon niya ang iyahang pagka-leader, iyahang gihimong mga tawo og kanang sunod-sunuran bitaw, and iyahang pangpatyon if dili bitaw mo patuo sa iyaha. So that's why nasuko si Ursula, and then he beat his grandson, and then she effectively takes back moral control. So next is Colonel Arellano leaves Macondo to join General Victorio Medina's forces. So just like what I've said earlier, nga ni lakaw siya og Macondo para mo join sa liberal forces. So he survives assassinations attempts, a firing squad, and a suicide attempt, and fathers 17 sons with 17 different women during his campaigns. So meanwhile, Arcadius' reign ends when conservative forces return and execute him by firing squad. So this time is that Colonel Arellano sends a man to warns Arcadio that the conservative forces will return, and he said that ipa-surrender bitaw ni Arcadio ang Macondo if maabot ang mga conservative, kay wala sila'y laban. But then si Arcadio is wala siya nito atong man nga gisend ni Colonel Arellano. So that's why wala sila ka-prepare. Pag abot sa mga conservative forces, wala ni surrender sa Arcadio, which causes people to die. Daghan kay nangamatay ani nga time, and then piligid sila, and then Arcadio was being executed by the firing squad. He dies, leaving behind Santa Sofia de la Piedad, who bears his three children, Remedios the Beauty, Aureliano Segundo, and Jose Arcadio Segundo. So next, in chapter 7, Colonel Aureliano Buendea is captured. Of his 21 men, 14 are killed, 6 are wounded, and only Jerineldo Marquez survives alongside him. A rumor spreads that he will be executed in Macondo to set an example, but the execution is prevented by Jose Arcadio, his brother. So imbis nga i-pull na bitaw ang trigger, kay dito man siya gi-execute sa cemetery, bago nga cemetery sa Macondo. So katong first nga cemetery nga gibuhat sa Macondo, dito unta siya i-execute sa firing squad, and then na prevent to siya because of Jose Arcadio. Kay kani si Jose Arcadio, di ba, he's living his peaceful life together with his wife Rebecca. So ang ilang balay kay naa duol sa cemetery, kay gipalayas sila sa balay sa Buendeas family because of the because kay nagpakasal sila nga kaliwat ra unta sila. So that's why um during this time is Jose Arcadio helped no or he prevented the execution of his brother. Okay, in chapter 8, Aureliano Jose and Amaranta, his aunt, got involved in forbidden relationship. Okay, I did not mention earlier, but Aureliano Jose is the son of Colonel Aureliano Buendea with another woman. Kaya before sila nagpakasal ni Remedios is there is this one night where Colonel Aureliano wala siya nadala siya sa iyang emosyon and kanang because of his drunkenness is nakatulog siya together with Pilar Terneran. It resulted to them having a son which is si Arellano Jose. Okay, so um si Amaranta that time is wala niya gipadayon kung unsa ang ilahang relationship ni Arellano Jose kay kaning si Arellano Jose ang nagbantay niya is si Amaranta from kanang being a kid until naabot siya og kanang kuan adulthood. So that's why nagka-develop siya og feeling sa iyahang aunt, and then si Amaranta he knows that it is forbidden and ultimately ends the affair. So despite the peace agreement, Colonel Aureliano Buendea kay 'di ba na-stop unta to iyang execution. So despite the agreement nga kanang peaceful na bitaw unta, gi-continue gihapon ni Colonel Aureliano ang rebellion. So and then kanipod si Aureliano Jose kay 'di ba gi gi-reject siya ni Kuan Amaranta. Then kanang mo ni join siya ni Colonel Arellano Buendea sa rebellion. But then Arellano Jose comes back to Macondo because he still wants to be with Amaranta. But again, she says no. Suddenly, he gets shot and killed by a soldier during a protest. Then Colonel Arellano Buendea has 17 sons from different women in different towns. They all brought to Macondo to be baptized and are all named Arellano. Gerenildo tries to propose to Amaranta, asking her to marry, but Amaranta refuses him even though she acknowledged that she also likes him or she also likes his company because kanang si Amaranta she chooses to remain alone, punishing herself by what she had done before. Kay katong bitang nag-away sila ni Rebecca because of Pietro Crispi, and then si Pietro Crispi pod is that um pagkabalo bitaw ni Pietro Crispi nga nagpakasal si Rebecca sa iyahang uncle which is kato si ay sa iyahang kuan day half ay dili half but um brother dili siya half kay adopted raman. Okay, so pagkabalo ato ni Pietro Crispi nga nagpakasal og lain si Rebecca is that dito siya ni purso ni Amaranta nya si Amaranta kay murag wala na siya nawala na siya gana, so that's why he rejects Pietro Crispi. And kato nga time mao na pud toy hinungdan ngano nagpakamatay si Pietro Crispi, and because of that reasons that's why Amaranta did not or refuses Generaldo's offer to marry. So next in chapter 10, the twin boys grow up. Jose Arcadio Segundo becomes interested in books and Melquiades parchments. Aureliano Segundo becomes sensual, carefree, and indulgent. So kani si Jose Arcadio Segundo and Aureliano Segundo, they are the son of Santa Sofia de la Piedad and Arcadio katong ay katong gibilina ni Colonel Aureliano sa Macondo. Okay, so Aureliano Segundo and Jose Arcadio Segundo were identical twins, so mischievous that they once switched clothes and names to confuse everyone. Aureliano Segundo starts a passionate relationship with Petra Cotes, which brings him uncanny financial luck with his animals. So, kani si Aureliano Segundo and Petra Cotes is they had this relationship pero wala sila nagpakasal. And Petra Cotes brings Aureliano Segundo financial luck. So, Amaranta finally dies. During this time, Amaranta finally dies, having lived a life of penance and solitude. And in chapter 11, Aureliano Segundo marries Fernanda del Carpio, a conservative aristocrat, but continues seeing Petra. So even though nga na siya'y asawa is gina-continue gihapon nila ang relationship nilang Petra because he believed that Petra brings him luck. Then Fernanda brings traditional values clashing with the free-spirited family. So here is Aureliano Segundo and Fernanda del Carpio welcomed their first baby, a baby boy which they named Jose Arcadio. Then Ursula, now very old, reflects on how repeating names like Jose Arcadio and Aureliano brings repeating fates. So the Aurelianos tend to be thoughtful and solitary, while Jose Arcadio are bold and impulsive, often with tragic ends. And in chapter 12, Macondo is transformed when the train arrives, bringing modern inventions and outside influences. New merchant and foreign settlers began arriving, commercializing and industrializing Macondo. Businesses replace traditions and the town becomes dependent on foreign companies, particularly the Banana Company later on. The Banana Company arrives, bringing modernization and exploitation. Macondo begins losing its identity. Jose Arcadio Segundo becomes more radical, organizing banana workers to strike. So Fernanda and Aureliano Segundo's children, which is si Mem or Renata Remedios and Jose Arcadio, the second Arcadio, and Amaranta Ursula grows up with little affection. Then in chapter 13, Ursula, now extremely old and nearly blind, reflects on how times feels distorted, as if children now grow up so too fast and everything moves faster than before. Jose Arcadio, the eldest son of Aureliano Segundo and Fernanda, is sent off to seminary in Rome to prepare for priesthood. At the same time, Meme or Renata Remedios, um, daughter of Aureliano Segundo and Fernanda, is sent to a nuns' school to become cultured and refined. But then, in chapter 14, Mimi falls in love with a mechanic, Mauricio Babylonia, who always followed by yellow butterflies. Fernanda, discovering the affair, has him shot and paralyzed. So, iyahang pusil si Mauricio Babylonia. So, Mem is sent to a convent and remains silent for the rest of her life. The affair produces Aureliano the third Aureliano, who is hidden from public knowledge. And during this time, Fernanda gives birth to a new daughter who is named Amaranta Ursula against Fernanda's wishes, a decision likely made by Aureliano Segundo. So Aureliano the Third is raised secretly by Fernanda, who pretends he is a charity case. So wala nila giingon nga si Aureliano is part di ay sa ilahang family. So Fernanda keeps the boy's existence secret, hiding him in Colonel Aureliano Buendia's old workshop, and even considers drowning him in the bathroom cistern, but doesn't go through with it. Aureliano Segundo is completely unaware of his grandson's existence until 3 years later. Then in chapter 15, Jose Arcadio Segundo leads a banana workers' strike. The government arranges a massacre at the train station, killing thousands. So in here, in chapter 15, the government lures thousands of workers to the station, pretending to negotiate with them, but instead they are gunned down, which a massacre that kills more than 3,000 people. Then the bodies are loaded onto a train, and Jose Arcadio Segundo survives by playing dead. Then after that, he returns to Macondo and he finds that everyone in the town denies uh, everyone denies the massacre ever happened, so the government and media erase it from history, and official report says nothing had happened. Then Jose Arcadio begins to withdraw from society and became isolated in Melquiades' room, where history is written to pretend the massacre never occurred. So Arcadio, hunted by the massacre and obsessed with Melquiades' prophecies, becomes a hermit in the house. He discovers that the ancient parchments are written in Sanskrit and contain the family's destiny. So diri nakita ni Jose Arcadio II nga ang ilaha di ay future is na nakasulat na siya sa Sanskrit ni Melquiades. So Jose Arcadio II dedicates his life to studying the manuscript kay um okay, sa kuan di ay nakasulat na ang ilahang future sa book ni Melquiades, but it is written in Sanskrit. Then that's why Jose Arcadio II dedicates his life to studying the manuscript. And after his death, the task is passed to Aureliano III, or the final descendant, who finally deciphers the prophecy and realizes that Buendia's family's fate was written from the beginning. Okay, in chapter 16, Macondo falls into a 5-year rainstorm, symbolizing decay and forgetting. The rain finally ends, but Macondo is ruined. Fernanda lives in isolation and dies unnoticed. Then Ursula, extremely old and nearly blind, emerges to find the house and town ruined. The red ants infest the house and yard, symbolizing decay that can't be reversed. And in chapter 17, Ursula struggles to bring the Buendia's house back to life, but her strength is fading. Kay tigulang naman kay siya ani nga time. Then the Buendia's family grows smaller, weaker, and more disconnected. By the time Ursula dies, she is so small and weightless that she seems like a dried husk. Here, her death is quiet and peaceful, but symbolically heavy. Then Jose Arcadio II spends his final years locked in Melquiades' room, obsessively trying to decipher the parchments and haunted by the banana massacre. So she wants to read the parchments, no? Kaya diba it is written in Sanskrit. Then Aureliano II becomes thinner and more serious. His earlier indulgent lifestyle fades. He dies quietly and curiously on the same day as Jose Arcadio II. So diba twins sila? So no, but because of their identical appearance and earlier identity swap as children, even at death, no one is sure who died in which bed. Basta kay dungan sila og kamatay. So in chapter 18, Arliano III, the secret son of Mem and Mauricio Babylonia, lives in Melquiades' room surrounded by ancient books. So he grows up with little knowledge of the outside world, absorbing mystical knowledge like alchemy, demonology, and ancient languages, especially Sanskrit. So he rarely leaves the room and has no contact with people his age, turning inward and becoming another solitary Buendia. But then Aureliano begins to see and speak with Melquiades. Diri niya makita na niya ang spirit ni Melquiades, the gypsy who had died long ago but remains as a spirit. So their conversations reveal that Aureliano is meant to decipher the ancient parchments which hold the entire fate of the Buendia family. So the parchments are described as a coded history of the Buendia family, a puzzle that only someone like Aureliano, isolated and immersed in knowledge, could solve. So in chapter 19, Jose Arcadio II returns from Rome. So diba, alto siya sa Rome para i-train to become a priest. So living off the family fortune, he is later murdered. So Amaranta Ursula returns from Europe and eventually marries Gaston. Diba si Amaranta Ursula is gay? Agto po sa Europe, a Belgian man. So Gaston is somewhat indifferent and spends much of his time away. Aureliano III and Amaranta Ursula fall in love, unaware they are aunt and nephew. Kay di ba si Aureliano is permintira na nakakulong sa room ni Melquiades. So wala siya kabalo kung kinsa iyang family. Then wala siya kabalo nga aunt day niya si Amaranta Ursula. So in chapter 20, Amaranta Ursula dies in childbirth. The baby is born with a pig's tail, the long-feared symbol of incest. Kaya diba mao jud ni ang unang nga gikahadlukan sa Buendia's family, ang baby that is born with a pig's tail. So Aureliano III leaves the child alone and it is devoured by ants, the final erasure of the Buendia bloodline. So the town of Macondo is nearly abandoned. Its vibrancy, economy, and culture have vanished. The once bustling shops close down, buildings rot, and families disappear. So Aureliano III finally deciphers Melquiades' parchments. The parchments reveal the entire history of the Buendia family, including the current events, proving it was predestined. So as he finished reading, Macondo is erased in a whirlwind. The prophecy is fulfilled. So ang last dito sa prophecy is that a family condemned to 100 years of solitude had no second opportunity on earth. So that ends the novel. So now let's proceed to the themes. So I have listed here three themes. First is in the end, we are all hunted not by the people who left us, but by the silence we build around ourselves. And then history repeats itself when people fail to learn from the past. And you cannot escape fate no matter how far you try to run from it. So there are a lot of themes, but I have listed just these three themes. Three themes. Next is the point of view. It is a third person omission narrator. So the narrator knows everything about every character, past, present, and future. This allows deep insight into multiple generations, internal thoughts, and future events. So it is later revealed that the narrator of this is Melquiades. So the conflict is man versus man, the liberal versus conservative civil wars, family feuds, oh, 'di ba? The itong away ni Amaranta and Rebecca and the power struggles. And in Man versus Society, characters like Aureliano and Jose Arcadio Buendia defy political systems and social expectations. So katupod si Arcadio nga iyahang abuse ang society because of his power nga naa siya sa ibabaw. And Man versus Self, it is many characters face inner turmoil, guilt, obsession, and isolation. So kasagara gid nun, gina-isolate nila ilahang self. And then Man versus Fate, the family is trapped by prophecy, repetition, and unavoidable destiny. And Man versus Nature, the 5-year rainstorm and the final whirlwind that destroys Macondo reflects nature's overwhelming force. Then the symbolisms, I've listed here six symbolism, six or nine. Okay, first is the chestnut tree, where Jose Arcadio Buendia is tied, symbolizes both punishment and mystical reflection. And the ant symbolizes the slow, silent, and unstoppable destruction of the Buendia family. They quietly invade the house, resist efforts to be removed, and ultimately devour the last Buendia child. Then the goldfishes, it was made endlessly by Colonel Arellano, which symbolizes repetition, futility, and his loss of purpose. Then the pig's tail, the child born from incest, symbol of prophecy fulfilled and the inescapable consequences of fate. And then the real world symbolizes modernization, imperialism, and the intrusion of the outside world. Then the raining of yellow flowers after Jose Arcadio Bindeya's death, it symbolizes grief and remembrance in magical realism. So now let's proceed to the issues. So first is solitude as an overused and fatalistic theme. So some critics argue that Garcia Marquez's treatment of solitude becomes repetitive, fatalistic, and overly symbolic, reducing characters to archetypes rather than allowing them to grow. So according to critics such as Philip Swanson in 2005, the repetition of solitude across generations um, twins for from meaningful commentary to narrative exists, so the character become dome symbols rather than real human beings. So the deterministic view where characters are trapped by fate can be seen as limiting, even depressing for readers seeking more complex psychological development. And then next is the idealization of violence and revolution. A number of scholars have criticized the novel for romanticizing violence and political conflict, especially through characters like Colonel Aureliano Buendia, whose 32 wars are treated almost mythically. Kaya diba, he survived many different wars and assassinations. So it is like the novel is romanticizing the violence and political conflicts. So, scholars such as Jean Franco in 1968, a feminist critic, argues that the novel often glosses over the human cause of civil war, portraying it as part of a larger historical pattern rather than a tragedy. So this distancing effect can make political violence seems abstract and inevitable rather than avoidable and human. So next issue is the elitist or exoticizing view of Latin America. So some post-colonial scholars have raised concern that the novel, despite being a landmark in Latin American literature, presents Latin America as a magical, exotic, and timeless place, thus feeding into Western stereotypes. Okay, so scholars such as Gerald Martin in 2008 acknowledges this tension, while Garcia Marquez gives voice to Latin Americans' history. The magic realist mode can sometimes distort or oversimplify that history to make it more readable to outsiders. So this opens the novel to critique for aestheticizing suffering or playing into Eurocentric taste. Now let's proceed to the analysis of the um, novel. So we uses here several analyses. First is the historical criticism. So historical criticism, it is valuable for examining how 100 years of solitude reflects the historical realities of Latin America, particularly Colombia, and the social, economic, and political changes that shape the region. So the novel is full of references to real historical events, blending factual history with fictional narratives. So, diba, the workers' strike with the massacre, which highlights the way foreign corporations exploit the labor of local people and the political suppression of the event that erases it from memory. Jose Arcadio Segundo's failed attempt to make the truth known about the massacre reflects the manipulation of historical memory. Next analysis, we have the neo-colonialism, which refers to the control and exploitation of a country by foreign powers even after formal political independence. So in the novel, foreign corporations, particularly the Banana Company, are symbols of economic exploitation and the dominance of Latin American countries by foreign powers. So the arrival of the Banana Company, which brings wealth and advanced technology, but only exacerbates social divisions, pollution, and exploitation. So it shows how neocolonial powers enrich themselves at the cost of local populations. So next analysis, we have here the feminist analysis. It examines how gender roles and women's experiences are portrayed in literature. So 100 Years of Solitude presents a variety of female characters who struggle with the limitations placed on them by society and the patriarchal system. So, diba, Ursula Iguaran represents the strength and endurance of women in a society dominated by men. She is instrumental in the family's survival, but her efforts are often overlooked. Next analysis, we have here the Marxism. It focuses on the class struggle and economic forces that shape the characters' lives. In 100 Years of Solitude, the social divide between the wealthy elite and the working class is stark, and the novel critiques capitalism and class exploitation. Okay, the workers' strike for better wages symbolizes class conflict. So the workers of the banana company, then the company which represents capitalism suppresses the workers' demands by using violence, reflecting the repressive tactics used by the wealthy to maintain control over the working class. Okay, next in metafiction analysis. So it examines the nature of storytelling and self-referential elements in the text. So in 100 Years of Solitude, the novel frequently reflects on its own construction and explores the relationship between reality and fiction. So the unveiling of Melquiades manuscripts, which are written in a code that is later revealed to explain the fate of the Buendea family. So these manuscripts highlight how the novel is aware of its own structure and predicts its own end. Next is the magical realism. It is a genre where fantastical elements are treated as ordinary, allowing the novel to blend the real world with the fantastic. So, in 100 Years of Solitude, magical realism is used to reflect the complexities of Latin American history and culture, where reality often blends with myth and superstition. Remedios the Beauty, Ascension to Heaven, is an iconic example of magical realism, where Remedios, a beautiful woman, is taken up into the sky while doing laundry, and everyone accepts it as a natural event. So it is example of the magical realism. So I think that would be all for our discussion for today. Thank you all for listening.